Being bad. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad. I get them gone in the worst way. First place game and get you sprung off the first taste. Patient zero, baby, you can be the first case. Get your skin tingling and even got the first base. I'm a wolf, I ain't really about the bird chase. Get you grinning ear to ear through the wordplay. Spill the tea, I ain't talking about no Earl Grey. Survey this meal, keep the flavor to dessert tray. Deeper than what the words say, or how the constellations line up with your birthday. Slide the hands along the surface of a curved way. Survey the giggle, get you feeling like a first date. Get you shaking like an earthquake. Keep the conversation percolating to the third day. Appropriate. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad.
Look, you watch me on stage being very special, not knowing my demographic is demisexual. Just because you stayed glued to each verse, before we connect, I got to know you first. Before anything occurs that's remotely physical, let's sit down and get subliminal. Maybe there's no limit to what happens after. Or you wanna tell your friends that you bagged a rapper. Once you're certainly the DTF, we can take these steps that'll leave you breathless. No stress, no strain, no strife, just the best night and day of your life. Oh yes, I'm so nice, I can get naughty too. Game is classic, it's hardly new. You're invited to the after party, boo, but I'ma leave it up to you what we ought to do. Come on.
The time is right, we can make that right time tonight. Light it up, feel the fire night. Feeling like the greatest in my prime tonight. The time is right, we can make that right time tonight. Light it up, feel the fire night. Feeling like the greatest in my prime tonight. The time is right, tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad.
Got a feeling like a storm pouring down. Pump it when you hit the rubber ground. Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. Do me like it would, like water in the levee tipping over. Fire cracking on the force clover. Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. Do me like it would.
Cause I'm good at being bad. Cause I'm good at being bad. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad. Cause I'm good at being bad. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Cause I'm good at being bad. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like, we'll do that all night. Cause I'm good at being bad. I get them gone in the worst way. First place game and get you sprung off the first taste. Patient zero, baby, you can be the first case. Get your skin tingling and even got the first base. I'm a wolf, I ain't really about the bird chase. Get you grinning ear to ear through the wordplay. Spill the tea, I ain't talking about no Earl Grey. Survey this meal, keep the flavor to dessert tray. Deeper than what the words say, or how the constellations line up with your birthday. Slide the hands along the surface of a curved way. Survey the giggle, get you feeling like a first date. Get you shaking like an earthquake. Keep the conversation percolating to the third day. Appropriate attention to the mention in this herd plane. No mistake about it, no doubt, or underserved brain. The time is right. We can make that right time tonight. Light it up, feel the fine night. Feeling like the greatest in my prime tonight. The time is right. We can make that right time tonight. Light it up, feel the fine night. Feeling like the greatest in my prime tonight. Time is right. Tell me what you like. We do that all night. 'Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like. We do that all night. 'Cause I'm good at being bad.
Look, you watch me on stage being very special, not knowing my demographic is demisexual. Just because you stayed glued to each verse, before we connect, I got to know you first. Before anything occurs that's remotely physical, let's sit down and get subliminal. Maybe there's no limit to what happens after. Or you wanna tell your friends that you bagged a rapper. Once you're certainly the DTF, we can take these steps that'll leave you breathless. No stress, no strain, no strife. Just the best night and day of your life. Oh yes, I'm so nice, I can get naughty too. Game is classic, it's hardly new. You're invited to the after party, boo, but I'ma leave it up to you what we ought to do. Come on.
The time is right. We can make that right time tonight. Light it up, feel the fine night. Feeling like the greatest in my prime tonight. The time is right. We can make that right time tonight. Light it up, feel the fine night. Feeling like the greatest in my prime tonight. Time is right. Tell me what you like. We do that all night. 'Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like. We do that all night. 'Cause I'm good at being bad.
Got a feeling like storm pouring down. Pump me when you hit the rubber ground. Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. Do me like it was like water and the levee tipping over. Fire cracking on the force clover. Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. Do me like it was.
'Cause I'm good at being bad. 'Cause I'm good at being bad. 'Cause I'm good at being bad when the time is right. Tell me what you like. We do that all night. 'Cause I'm good at being bad.
Middle
'Cause
name.
I'm
Hey,
You are kinda-
there we are. There we are.
What up, y'all?
Gangstagrass is in the house, coming to you live and direct, bouncing off the satellites right into your eyeballs.
What a
Welcome.
one,
Yes.
y'all.
Is that really how it works? Do we bounce off satellites? Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
I know all about it.
Interesting.
It's all done by little monkeys.
Awesome.
Well, the
I
internet
thought it
is a
was-
series of tubes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I thought it was a flock of pigeons that each carried a little bit of our signal.
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant.
And then they jump off at everybody's houses.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Jocelyn is in the Facebook Live,
Woo!
and it's going to be her birthday celebration at our Roanoke show.
Happy
Word.
birthday
That's gonna be
when
cool.
we come to
And
Roanoke.
when is Roanoke?
I want to say it's May 16th. Double check me.
All right, let me see. Hey,
Yes, I
Gangstagrass.
believe so. May 16th. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. If you are into identity theft, pay no attention
Yeah.
to anything that we have just said.
It's-
I'm really excited
Yes,
we're
at the
getting to go back to
Grand Inn Theater.
Roanoke. Yeah, the Grand Inn Theater. Have you seen this place, y'all?
Mm-mm.
It's gorgeous. Like,
Would you say it was grand?
I would say it is very grand. It was very grand. Inside, I cannot vouch for outside. I've not seen the outside. It was very grand inside.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So here we are live. I want to encourage anybody watching to ask your questions or give your suggestions in the chat, and we will see it. So you
In
can
the various
scream
chats.
all of your obscenities at us that you want.
We got multiple chats.
Mm-hmm.
Chat with us on YouTube. Chat with us on Facebook. Chat with us on Twitch. All my Black Planet people, I don't know what to tell y'all.
We got a special guest coming in, right?
we do. You wanna tell everybody about our special guest and then he'll be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. It is author of multiple awesome books, Joe Papalardo, who recently put out a book called Red Sky Morning and was inspired to have that title from the Gangstagrass song. So
That's all.
he's going to be here on the live stream with us talking about our giveaway of a book signed by us and the author.
What's up, everybody?
Hello!
Yo!
We got him!
What's happening?
That's
He's in
called
the
timing right
house.
there.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
I would
right.
like to hit my marks.
There we go. We'll pop you right up there in the middle, in the guest of honor seat. Welcome,
Yeah,
Joe.
let's- Hey guys, how are you?
Good,
Chilling,
good.
man. Chilling.
Good. We are definitely trying.
Yeah, it's cool. I saw you guys play. I think it was in the Mercury Lounge in like 2011 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that right after Hurricane Sandy?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
right around that time.
It was like
anyway.
just as the electricity was coming back on in Lower Manhattan. We played that
Yep.
show.
Wow.
I got some drinks in Hell's Kitchen and then wandered down and checked out the show. It was very cool. It was very cool.
Was that
And now-
the first you'd heard of Gangstagrass?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I guess I kind of drifted into Justified, and I was like, hey, there's a sound I hadn't heard. And you're in New York; it's just a matter of time before it crosses your path. So, as soon as I saw you guys were showing up, I decided I should too.
Yeah.
2011. That's wow.
Yeah. That's long. OG.
Yeah,
time.
we had some good times in the Mercury.
I mean, it's a good spot. It's a good spot.
This
The
is
inspiration is real.
yeah. We
Yes.
so we just signed a bunch of these books for a special addition to the Kickstarter. So if you haven't looked at the Gangstagrass Kickstarter in a minute, go ahead on over to gangstagrass.com/kickstart and you will see. I think there's one left. You can still grab. It's a new tier that
Yeah.
was just added, so you can get a copy. It's signed by Joe, and it is also signed by Wrench and Dolio and Arson, and that is up for grabs. So I mean, I'd like to hear more about the book. I'd like to know what it's all about.
Oh God! Don't ever ask an author to get going about his book. No, it's outlaws and lawmen. I always like to try to compare it to Heat, but with a bunch of East Texas. Yeah. You know, I read a lot of Texas Ranger books, and it's like the people who get shot are only there to get shot, and I'm always like, who are they shooting, and why are they shooting at them, right? And the answers are always like a little bit different. So I just took one Ranger company over about a year and a half. They got into 4 shootouts. Different kinds, killed some people, got their asses handed to them out in East Texas. So and then just profiled who the people were on both sides and how it came down to violence. So it was pretty cool. It was interesting. It was like cops and robbers in the late 1800s. But there's a lot of modern shit that goes on with that. Informants and media attention and good and bad shoots, law enforcement. I mean, there's all bad courts. It's got a little something for everyone. There's a little romance, not really, but there's some. There may have been a love triangle.
They love their horses.
Yo,
Oh, you're not kidding.
I appreciate the Heat reference on that. That got me. A lot of cats don't know. Heat was a movie from '95 with De Niro and Pacino. And Robert De Niro was like this master criminal, and him and his squad were like, pulling off jobs in LA. And Robert De Niro was the cop, and his robbery homicide squad, like they were trying to catch these guys. And it was showing like in the midst of all the action stuff, like they're just their lives and like the stuff they was up to. And so that's I like that on the book. That's going on the top of my list to read. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely checking that out.
This book sounds like it will become a series that we will do the theme song to.
Yes.
There's a podcast pitch being thrown around, and there's music that'll be needed, and I kind of volunteered you guys into the mix, but
nice.
They have a whole audio casting going on, but hey, you got a man on the inside, so.
Yeah. I mean, we've all got good voices. I'm saying, let's get I'll be a Texas Ranger.
You guys were you were playing the whole time that I was writing it, pretty much, which is why, you're in the, it's named after you guys, but it also, no books have playlists, which is kind of bullshit, but this one's got a playlist, and you guys are on the top.
Yeah.
With Tom Waits, and who else is on there? Jerry Garcia's on there.
That's good
Ennio
company.
Morricone for The Good, the Bad, and the
Oh,
Ugly.
yeah.
Oh, that's good company.
Yeah.
Man, you want to write with some kind of like rhythm and like a pace and some dramatic. You can't beat that. That's too good. So yeah, good company. But that's all good music to write to. But also, the themes and the lyrics to it and everything. It all sort of plays in. And it's not just the title. There was a whole ethos that came with it. So kind of paid forward a little bit.
Set the scene for us when you first had the idea for the title, and had been maybe listening to the Gangstagrass song.
Yeah, well, I live in South Texas. I was in Portland, which is a little beach town outside of Corpus Christi, and I washed up out of Dallas, various calamities there. And it's my second book coming with this new agent, new publisher. And I got the pitch together, which is like really, really research intensive. Like if you see the wall, this is a book that I'm doing now. It looks like, the guy in Zodiac or something. You get crazy, right? You get totally obsessed. So I was listening to Rappalachia constantly. And at just some point, I was like, I need like a cool sound title. And this is the coolest. That song was on steady rotation, hitting me in the face, like sitting on my shoulder. Like, come on, you're going to get there. And nothing else ever came close. And of all my titles, this is the one that the publishers dicked around with the least. It never changed. It was the working title. It was the title they liked. It was the ones the marketing people liked. The cover people liked it. It was like, it was so cool all the way through. So
that's right.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, it came up almost organically like that. It wasn't. I didn't go like looking around for like poetry, or something like like of the era or songs of the era, shit like that authors do that I've done before. Just trying to find a title. This one was just sitting there waiting for me.
We've got our good friend Linda in the Facebook chat, who Red Sky Morning is one of her favorites when it comes to our shows. It is one of the songs that has remained in our live sets throughout the years, because it is such a good track for being hyped up, and we do a lot of fun things with it. We can do breakdowns, start doing other songs over it, mashups and stuff. So if you are seeing us live, there's a decent chance that we're going to be doing Red Sky Morning in the set.
It's always a surprise what songs Wrench throws in to Red Sky Morning too.
Yeah,
you never know.
Traditionally, I start off throwing in some Land of a Thousand Dances, and trying to get the crowd singing along. Na 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 na.
And ends up doing some Amy Kamosi.
Yeah, because then you got to go into the hot stepper.
Yeah, at the Boone show, Reg, I feel like I think you threw in like there were many songs that got thrown in.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, every time Linda's at a show, we make sure that Red Sky Morning is on the set list, and we say,
"Love you, Linda."
So it's not just me.
I mean, it just shows really great taste. There's a lot of great Gangstagrass songs. I mean, you kind of can't go wrong. But I'm amazed that nobody had a problem with the title. That's a very rare thing. It's a very rare thing.
I've never had it before.
Way to go. Can I ask a question about something that's behind you, Joe?
Depends.
I don't. What I
There's
see.
a lot of stuff in this room I don't want you able to see.
What I can see is I don't. All I can see is I don't believe in human. Maybe there's something after the N.
No, it's a little alien head.
Oh.
From Bobby there, 51 in Foley, Alabama.
Yes.
So yeah.
You can also see on the wall it says popular mechanics.
Oh yeah.
Mechanica. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, this is the Russian Popular Mechanics. I was for Popular Mechanics for a long time, and I did something about nuke bombers, and the Russian Popular Mechanics ran it, and so I thought that was pretty cool, so I framed it. You had to put something on your wall, so it doesn't make me look any less crazy, but I do write about aliens and stuff sometimes. I did an article for National Geographic about UFOs and interviewed a bunch of pilots who saw weird stuff and radar operators and all that kind of thing. So it's not just I get paid to be weird sometimes. Sometimes it's so
do we.
It's cool, right? It's a good gig if you can get it.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my question.
Shoot.
Remember, like a couple of months ago, several months ago, when like the feds were like, "Oh yeah, we seen some weird stuff in the sky." Like, why didn't that take off more? Why wasn't there more? Like, why wasn't the world like, say, "Excuse me, what now?"
Yeah, it was weird because it kind of trickled out on us. Like the defense people have been covering this kind of stuff for a while. Like those pilots had come out in the New York Times a couple of years ago, and that was kind of like the holy shit moment for like the professionals on the beat. So by the time this report caught up and it kind of got, everything had been leaked already. So the fact that everything that we had heard was confirmed didn't seem like it was such a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It was like the dwarves in that Hobbit movie. Like 1 and 2 come in, like 12 dwarves show up. You're like, what is this? 1 or 2 dwarves are like, oh, all right, you get used to it. So, and the other thing is that the things that they showed, we saw before. So like all the videos had already come out, but even then it was like a little bit weird on what it could be. There's nothing definitive. So like the government saying they don't know, it's just like, well, thanks for nothing. Like, what are we taking our money for? Like, we don't know. Like, but the good thing is like pilots are a lot more apt to say, hey, I saw something weird, which is good because there's Chinese balloons flying over the United States. There's drones being flown all over the place that are, the airspace is getting filled up with a lot of stuff. So if you see something weird, you should probably report it if you're a military pilot. And they weren't doing that because they didn't want to be called UFO freaks. So if there's one good benefit from it, like in the real world, that's one thing that, the airspace might get a little safer.
Yeah. Plus, we're at an age where everyone has the ability and technology to record things.
Mm-hmm.
So, they'll probably be more apt to like reach into their back pocket and be like, nobody's going to believe me if I don't get this.
It's true too, and you do see some weird stuff. Every time there's a rocket launch, people who don't know it's coming are just like, that is a UFO, right? Like they see the exhaust plumes, look like a giant jellyfish sometimes, like all that spent fuel, or like goes in a big spiral sometimes, which is like super cool. But you see that, you're not expecting it. That's UFO. Starlink satellites now, like the sky is nuts to look at these days. It's never been busier. So when you do look up, you're probably going to see something. You know, you're gonna,
especially if it, with a, like I live I'm from Pensacola, and like Gulf Breeze is just across the bay from us, and Gulf Breeze is like got more UFO sightings than anywhere else in the country pretty much. It just so happens to be right next to the Naval Aviation Station.
Yeah.
So not necessarily a coincidence.
Yeah, people are like, well, the aliens are really interested in the U.S. military. It's like, or, you know, there could be a Russian trawler off the coastline letting some drones off or some, you know, something damn thing. Right. You are in the UFO, one of the hot spots, that in Catalina Island on the west coast. Yeah, you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I think I could maybe answer Arson's question a little bit too, as to, you know, why there wasn't much of a freak out. So Arson, just you pretend that you just are dropping the news on me about everything and stuff, and I will respond as most people.
So the federal government announced today that they have confirmed that that a lot of those UFO sightings, there were real things, and they are, you know, they haven't really said what they are, but they're definitely out there in the sky.
Whoa, that's yeah, I got a lot going on right now. You know, so it's not a good time. I gotta take care of some stuff, and the pandemic, and my job, and it's crazy out here in these streets. So I guess I'll look into that later sometime.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
Bacon is expensive.
Right.
Who has time for UFOs, right?
Are these UFOs going to bring down the price of eggs for us?
Get the UFO vote finally.
UFO vote.
Get some Chitari eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get into when you're right for a living. You just, you know, you take the jobs as they come. But I've been lucky lately. But back in the day, I covered Mardi Gras for the Boy Scouts. I covered landmines for High Times once. I was in.
What's the connection there?
Don't smoke weed and walk through a minefield.
Landmines for High Times.
It was. Oh, there was a new technology. I don't know. You know, it was like a half a page little, you know, social commentary kind of thing. And they wanted me to say how bad landmines were. And I was like, well, landmines are bad, but these landmines self-destruct after a little while. So it means that there's going to maybe be more landmines used, which is not a good thing. But if they're going to be used, this is like they're trying to make it a little more responsible, but they're still landmines. But that kind of nuance wasn't.
And here's how to not step on landmines so much when you're really, really high.
Yeah, I didn't know where the weed came in, but you know,
well,
I know some explosive ordnance guys, and they don't seem to tote. Not when they're working anyway.
I'm all about the idea of more responsible landmines. That makes me very happy.
If you're gonna have them, you might as well have them be like at least slightly more responsible. But yeah, High Times didn't know what to make of that one. So yeah, the UFO story was like, welcome. It's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm down. Have you guys ever had a book named after? Or anything else named after anything you wrote? Or
not in the book title. I don't believe that's a new one.
Oh, that's a new one.
We've made a few. We've gotten a few literary mentions here and there, which is always very cool. I think we made the rounds in some sort of literary circles that became like a section of our fan base.
Yeah,
it's like independent writers.
We had a steak named after us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the steak. Yeah, forgot about the steak. I don't know how I forgot about the steak. It was outrageous.
It was outrageous good.
Where's this steak?
Kansas City.
A restaurant in Kansas City. The chef and owner of the restaurant's a huge fan, and his son took us there. And we had his gangsta steak, which was a Wagyu beef. I forget how big it was, but it was layered with 24 karat gold.
Yeah,
No.
gold
Yeah,
foil
gold
steak.
leaf.
So
Yeah.
so it's not for the budget diner.
No, it doesn't get more decadent. But it was such an amazing thing that our resident pescatarian Wrench had a bite. Like that's how.
That's a powerful stage.
Just conceptually, like, wait, what?
Right. He was like, I don't usually do this, but like
Yeah.
I've known this man since 2003. I had never seen him eat meat ever. And then,
Yeah.
I had never seen meat covered with gold ever.
All right. Good point. Good point. Good point.
Next time we'll do the gangsta fish.
Gangstagrass fed beef.
Oh,
It could be the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of
That's what they pay me for.
That's one
There
of the
it is.
things. That's one of the things I really want to see. Actually, you remember there was a study a while back with cheeses, and they played different music while the cheese was
Yes.
cheesing, and
Yeah.
and like they found that like the hip hop cheese was like the funkiest cheese, and I really want a Gangstagrass cheese. Like I want a cheese that is bathed in Gangstagrass through its formation and just taste that. I bet it would be so good.
We need to go on record for a second here with Rags Morales on the YouTube chat.
Yes, sir.
We have the evidence now. He is agreeing to some album art
Yes,
at some
sir.
point when we need some, which we
Yes,
will
sir.
sooner or later. We will, and we're going to take you up on that.
Salute
Yeah.
to the God Rex Morales.
Just to,
I ain't no trouble.
we don't even need to see it. We can just to say that Rags Morales did it.
Dude, I've been a fan of Rack Morales, a world-renowned comic book artist. He's been doing stuff for DC and Marvel over the years. He's doing a lot of indie stuff now, and just one of my favorite artists in the game. And I got a chance to meet him in 2016. He came out to one of our shows after the Rose City Comic Con. I would love to see me and us done in Rags Morales style. Bruh, forget it. I would melt. So yeah, this is I'm taking a screenshot of this. This exists forever, Rags. So yep. You're not getting out of this one.
What has I guess been the most surprising part of your journey as an author?
That's probably the most surprising thing is that I can do it. I mean, it's pretty brutal out there. I don't know. No one's ever really asked. Probably the thing that's influenced me the most. It's kind of cleaned me up in a lot of ways. I was in journalism before, and there's a lot of traveling and just grinding it out and just that pace, right? And I have the whole author life. I thought I'm either going to go Hemingway and just go straight down the tubes, or I'm going to stabilize. And when you don't have a boss and you don't have an office and you don't have all that other sort of bullshit to deal with, it's kind of like the artist's life. And I didn't think I'd like that. And it turns out to be the thing that probably saved my life. At least my health. So, I never had a needle out of my arm or anything, but I was, this was a big change for me, and it turned out to be a really good one. And creatively, I've never been happy with the stuff that I've been doing, and I have more control over it. And I don't think that's a coincidence either. So, I guess I'm pleased with the way I reacted to it. I thought really I'd turn into Hunter S. Thompson the first chance that I'd get, but I didn't. So I guess I'm proud of that part of it. I think a lot of people would be surprised that without the safety barriers, I was able to maintain and be productive. I know it kind of surprised me, but more likely people won't think about it. But it turned into a therapy session, but that probably is what surprised me the most.
Hunter S. Thompson did have a great quote about the music industry. Something along the lines of that the music industry is shallow trench filled with liars and backstabbers and littered with the bodies of innocent men. And there's also a bad side to it.
The master, I gotta say.
Yeah. And you're already working on another one, right? Got another one coming out?
Yeah, I've been putting them out faster than they can publish them, unfortunately. But yeah, I've one about Roy Bean, the judge Roy Bean, and his brothers. So it's Civil War, Manifest Destiny, going out west.
Is there something about him having a pet bear?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's true, although, he didn't take it out on picnics like in the Paul Newman movie. I always feel bad for pet bears. They always seem, especially back then, they seem to have it bad. So,
yeah, they gotta learn
it's
how
funny.
to ride those unicycles and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just miserable. I could write about all sorts of human suffering and sort of not bat an eye. Maybe that's a journalism thing, but someone hits a mule, and I'm like, I don't want to write it. I'm like, but yeah, it's a four brothers go out west, and Roy Bean, who's like the famous one, just pops up in their lives to screw everything up, getting in gunfights, starting riots, starting trouble, inviting the Confederates in to invade, which screws his brother up entirely. So there's like these three brothers and this dipshit brother, and he pops up in these historical moments like some evil Forrest Gump, which is really fun, like popping him into all these things. So it's a strange book. I never thought I'd write something like that, but I don't know. The fever just hits me when I see the through line. And no one ever wrote about these other three guys, and they're all kind of horrible people in their own way. There's one who's less horrible than the others, but I like anti-hero history. That's where the good stuff usually is. So that's how I followed it with this one too.
To fill anybody in who's joining the live stream and doesn't know, this is Joe Papalardo with a book out called Red Sky Morning. The title being inspired by the Gangstagrass song, and we have joined forces for the Gangstagrass Kickstarter going on right now, and we put up 2 copies of the book as a special reward tier in the Kickstarter. We'll put the link into all of the various chats. One has been ordered, so there's one left at the signed copy of Red Sky Morning, signed by the author, Joe, and the band, Wrench and Arson and Dolio, and we'll see if that one's around and available for much longer, because this was one of our rare, very limited options for rewards in our Kickstarter.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Gangstagrass.com/kickstart will take you directly there. And this is also, it's the last 24 hours of the Kickstarter, so if you wanted to add on anything, we have tickets to the DC launch party as add-ons, extra CDs or that kind of thing, now is the time to do that. If you want to change your tier and jump up from, say, digital to vinyl or something, now is the time, because it will be over just around this time tomorrow. So I have a question for Joe. I'm a former journalist myself, and I'm curious.
Recovering.
Yeah, recovering. Yes. There was a time when that was my handle on dating sites, recovering journalist. Yes. So I'm curious if there's something that you would love to write about, but for some reason you think you probably never will.
Something going on currently, or
whatever, doesn't matter. Could be ancient anti-hero stuff, could be something happening now, could be both.
And there's a I never was able to really crack it, but there's a really, really weird dynamic in New York City right before World War II, when the World's Fair is going on, and there's Nazis who are prowling along the waterfront getting information on the ships going over to England, and there's mobsters who are kind of involved in that, and then there's Union who are involved with the Nazis, and then it's like and then there's the world, and then the British Secret Service are involved, and Walter Winchell and all these journalists are like screwing with the Nazis. It's just really complicated. The warmongers are the good guys. They're the Nazis, but the pacifists are kind of they're very sympathetic because they're trying to stop war. So there's this weird dynamic. I just never was able to tease out the characters, and that's just too nuanced, I think, even for me, because it's not even an anti-hero story. It's just a bunch of people making choices, trying to do the right thing, and the inevitable conclusion. But there's just so much chicanery, and there's media manipulation, and there's manipulation of the delegate counts at the the conventions and everything. It's like they were stacking the decks to make the war happen, but it was against the Nazis. So it's like but they were being so underhanded about it, the British especially. So, but that shit's hard. If you have people who are alive, you can do it. But I can't peel back enough layers of shadows. You can't. And I guess I could invent characters and do something fictional, but I don't do that. So, so that one's going to get away from me. I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to tell that story properly in a way that's not fiction, right? I think that's a
funny story. One, shout out to the word chicanery. Two, J. Michael Straczynski is writing Captain America right now, and he just did a story about a lot of that, about like the Nazis, like pre-America joining World War II, like the Nazis doing all that stuff in New York, and the mob like going against them and all this other crazy stuff. Like he just finished a story about that. Like,
really?
Yeah. It was like 6 issues of the new Captain America book.
And that's him too. That's a good writer.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster.
That's a good tip.
Yo, you know what though? I bet you could find out, because that sounds like some crazy stuff, man. Because he had like Meyer Lansky in the book and all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it's like just the idea. I'm sorry.
What is happening in the YouTube chat right now?
I know. I'm messing with this guy.
Yeah, please do.
We have a troll in the YouTube chat, so he's trying to spell things out like one letter at a time in his chat, and I'm just selectively taking out some. I don't know what it's going to spell after this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I guess, it's funny because I was just going to say, talking about Nazis in America, back then, that's crazy. Who could imagine?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people forget that, the Nazis took their inspiration from what was going on in the United States.
From YouTube trolls. That is some craziness. By the way, I'm sorry.
It looks
guys.
like somebody's just a little bit upset about,
The troll is talking about me.
The color of somebody they thought was their child.
Sorry.
That
one's aimed at me. That one's aimed at me. Sorry.
What?
The troll's comments. It's just
upset with me.
Yeah.
Wait, is that monkey? Is that gorilla middle finger?
Is it?
Probably,
that'd be so amazing. So Joe, we have to tell you about a Facebook,
middle finger,
an amazing
gorilla.
Facebook message that we received. Now, I will say, the first time I heard this Facebook message was our son reading it out loud in the like out on tour. And I thought it was hilarious. Now, then I actually looked at it, and it actually seemed rather threatening and awful. So there's, as you, a writer, know, there's a big difference between how something can be read aloud versus how something looks, on the written page. But Arson, would you care to do a dramatic reading for us?
All right, so
it was the most absurd.
It's on my phone. I would read it. I would read you the whole thing. So this dude sent us this series of messages about how he doesn't want us don't ever come around here, and if you ever come around here, I'm gonna do this, that to your family, and this, that to your mother, and and F you and F the slave that raped you and F the rape the like, and then just all sorts of just gorilla middle finger emojis, just gorilla middle finger. Yo, for like a good 30 messages,
Right.
several lines a piece of just gorillas and middle fingers, and I was like, man.
But the hilarious thing. The hilarious thing was like, as we're on tour at the time, and our son is like reading the message out loud to us, so that whoever's driving can be paying attention to the road, but not try to read a message, but having the dramatic reading.
Yo, it was
like listening to like some sort of robot that was programmed with only a limited vocabulary, and once it ran out of those words, all it could do was emojis, because that was all it could do. I mean, much like somebody that if they only know like a handful of insults, they're just ration it out letter by letter, because it's the only way they can get anybody to pay attention to what they got to say.
Like the joke book ran out.
Right. He's talking about me.
Yeah. I would like to say shout out to Hunter Johnson right now for probably giving us our highest ever engagement stats on a live stream for the number of comments coming in.
Oh man.
I the thing that made me laugh about it the most is that I was jealous that he had that much time.
Right.
Like, I need that much free time to just sit there and compose, like, you know what? I'm gonna put this whole thing in here. Yeah.
Right. It's like you almost wish you had like a coffee card. We could like buy him some donuts or something in exchange for all the laughter he gave us. It's like, dude, man, we were tired after that show, and you gave us a good laugh.
I was going to recommend some hacker friends of mine I know in Dallas will find that guy, and you can make sure that he's all right.
That's all right. We got hacker. The hackers covered.
You got
I
hacker
would love to
support.
find
All right,
Hunter Johnson.
All right,
Hunter
good.
Johnson sounds like fun.
Well,
Yes.
he knows what to do with his free time on a Tuesday night. That's for sure.
That's right.
Facts, though.
That's right.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
must be satisfying. People don't do stuff that they don't like to do that often. This must really flip a button for them, which is
It gets
weird.
that little shot of dopamine,
We've talked about this. Yeah, there's
That's the part
there's a neuroscience. You can get your hit of dopamine from, being loving and doing good things, but you can also get a hit of dopamine from being kind of a schmuck, and and so people make different choices. But I think, on the whole, like for life in general, for health and good feelings overall in the long term, going with the loving kindness is I think personally I think a better choice than the gratuitous hate for just no reason.
Plus, there's also the bonus of more chances of increasing your serotonin.
Yeah. And we got to send a shout out right now. Manny Faces is in the Twitch
Woo!
chat.
Manny
Is up.
Faces.
He recently put in an order with our Kickstarter, backing us.
Appreciate
so that's
you,
what's
bro.
up, Manny Faces.
Appreciate you. Hip hop can save America. Yo, you right about that, Manny. You right. You are absolutely right. I wanna. Yeah, I really. I'm very excited that he's here because Manny is
Right back at you, Jen. 42. Is that saying that 42?
There's a lot of that. Jen is very, very the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Speaking of books, so I have another question for Joe. Twofold. I'm curious about your favorite, a couple of your favorite, most inspiring books. Maybe something you read even as a kid that made you inclined toward writing. And I'm also curious about favorite books in that historical, true but interesting to read, flows almost like a novel kind of genre.
The first one's easier, so I'll just knock that one out.
Go for it.
No, I mean, I grew up reading Stephen King more than anything, and my parents never gave me any hassle, even though they knew it was well above anything I should probably be exposed to. I remember I don't remember which was book, but someone gets their nuts cut in half with a razor. Ooh. And I remember it's like almost like a paragraph and a half of like of that experience. I was like, and I'm a kid. I'm like, this is awesome. This is horrible. You can do this in writing. This is really, really cool. So, but the thing that probably influenced me the most, Homage to Catalonia, which is an Orwell book.
Yeah.
That is the best thing I've ever read. And then after that, I read American Tabloid by James Ellroy, and which is just a savage book. And at the time, it was, and it's not a history book by any stretch. It's a fictionalized history book of the JFK assassination of mobsters, and it's just batshit crazy. Not even just conspiracy crazy, but just like crazy. Like, Jimmy Hoffa is not only involved, but he like fucks his dog. Like every minor conspiracy theory is like embraced entirely.
Well,
and it was just so ballsy and just crazy that inspired me, like more so in the structure of everything, because there's competing characters. There's 3 characters, and they all move through history, bouncing in and out of these events. Sounds like the book I'm writing right now, right? Like it's the Bean book. I just borrowed the structure and used an extra person. So, it's stuff like that I look back on and I'm like, those are the ones that probably influenced me more than anything. It's not what you'd expect. It isn't Hunter, even though he was a huge influence, and I have a tattoo, and all that stuff, and met him and all that. But he didn't really inspire my writing as much as maybe those other people did, which is also a surprising thing to say, but in the long run, I think it's true. Still love him, still was a big deal. It's kept me in journalism longer than I ever would have. But beyond that, his influence is a little bit sort of wanes as I get a little older, live longer. I'm sorry he killed himself. That was a bummer ending.
Hear, hear. What made you decide to move out of, like, well, maybe you I mean, you're kind of sticking it out in journalism, but just sort of not in the conventional way. I'm curious about that.
I can't kick it. Yeah. I mean, when National Geographic will email and say, do you want to write something about a space mission in Houston or Elon doing something down at Starbase, because I'm only a couple hours away, so I'm the nearest person that they have, so I win. How do you say no? I mean, that's just too much fun for me. Should I be doing other stuff? Probably. But there's something about journalism that keeps you really sharp. It's compared to book writing, it's like haiku. They're counting every word. And in the books, you're your own god for so long with that material. And by the time you share it, it's basically done. So it's almost like an FU. You have to eat it on the front end when you're pitching, but the book that you pitch doesn't always have to be the book that you hand in. Mine tend to be, which is why I can tell you all this in public, but it doesn't have to be that way. You hand in what you want to hand in, so you can get away with a lot more. So, but journalism, you gotta really perform. It's like a movie versus a play, maybe, or something like that. Or live performance, and you're on a deadline. Every word counts. Your sources. You're up against competition. You can't screw up. The editing is that much. The fact checking is almost non-existent these days. Books get screened, a bunch of times, so it keeps you sharp. So I can't kick it unless they all fire me from my freelance gigs, in which I'll have to kick it. But we'll see. I should have that luxury.
Well, we got some fam in the chat. Early Chambers is in the Facebook chat. What's up?
Oh, word. What's up, yeah. Early C?
But I have an idea for you, Joe, if you're looking for something to dig in on and try to get to the bottom of. Have you considered maybe looking into who it was that let the dogs out?
Who?
Yeah. Who? As I understand it, the dogs have still haven't come back. We still
That's the real
don't have the
question.
dogs back after whoever it was let them out. Who?
So you're suggesting a sequel of who let the dogs in? It's not really as provocative, is it? It doesn't have the same zing.
It's a prequel.
Yeah. Who are these damn dogs? I have 2 dogs, so I'm all about that. I can't write about dogs. I can't do animal shelter stories. I can't do it. I don't know. I draw the line at that. I just can't stay objective, I guess.
I'm with you. A friend of mine's been reading a couple of us a book, and he just knew to skate. He was like, okay, there's some animal cruelty stuff coming up. I'm just going to do some creative abridging here. And so like he gets this point, and then he's like, and then some stuff happens, and now he's in a carriage. I thought that was so thoughtful. So thoughtful. Yes.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, the stuff about animals is always upsetting to folks, you know. I mean, like, for instance, I still can't watch Jurassic Park.
The Futurama?
Yeah. Just
No, don't even talk about it.
Yeah. That's one of those things, everyone remembers it. They saw it once, and then that every time it came on, they were like, nope, I'm not watching this again.
I have the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Me neither, and I'm going to keep it that way. Thank you for the warning.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Appreciate it.
Just don't. Watch Old Yeller, and it's more of
Yeah.
that.
It's an episode of Futurama that is so well written and so heartfelt.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I hate it.
Very, but very, very sad.
Never. Nope. Aw. Okay. That's good. That's good stuff.
You know, I'm all bummed out.
Yeah, we need to.
Sorry, my bad.
Sorry to anyone who's watching the live stream who knows what they were talking about there.
Yeah.
Did not mean to bring up bad memories. We did
While
watch.
we've
We did
been-
watch Strays. We watched Strays.
While we've been chatting, we got Rags Morales jumping in on the Kickstarter.
Woo!
Big up for that. And Tanya bringing a pledge back up a little bit.
Yay!
Thank you,
Yay! Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's terrific. That's terrific. You got just about 24 hours left. So spread the word. Tell your friends. This is one of those things where, you know, if you don't get that limited edition vinyl, or you don't get one of those first pressings of the CD that's going to be hand numbered by the band, then you're gonna wish that you had done it. So you might as well just go ahead.
Especially now,
and do it.
since you know the titles of the album,
Oh, that's right.
which was just
congratulations.
announced. Which was just announced.
Boy.
Indeed.
You know what's funny?
We know somebody who's not going to order that item off the menu.
I think
Hunter
actually that's where
Johnson.
Hunter Johnson went. I think he actually went over to the Kickstarter to,
He went over to
to
Kickstarter.
make sure.
Right now, Morales is drawing a gorilla middle finger. That's what's happening.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes,
Brad,
Yo,
you
don't understand.
That
That was the second choice for the album title.
It was.
Middle Finger Gorilla.
really was.
But
Middle finger gorilla.
Mhm.
But I was just thinking about that. How because there were a lot of title ideas. There were dozens of just random stuff. A good majority of them have been forgotten in the ether, but Middle Finger Gorilla was there.
That was the contender.
Yeah, every now and then one comes along that just captures your heart. You know?
It's not always the best one or the right one, but
right.
Rags asked us if we like Bollywood. I can always watch some interesting Bollywood stuff. I've never watched a full movie, like any single
I
full
have.
Bollywood movie.
I've watched
love
a few.
that.
Get down on some just
I
a
love
random.
that.
I watched
music.
Give me some
I just
Shah
love
Rukh
that
Khan
they just
any
randomly bust
day.
out into dance routines. It's just like
Completely,
Right.
the whole town.
Oh wait, do I get to choose a movie now? Because I will choose Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, and we will sit there for 4 hours. That movie is so great. It's so long.
Wait.
It has an intermission.
4 hours. Okay.
This is
It's an all-star
Split it
cast.
up over a couple days, right?
All-star cast. It's got Amitabh Bachchan, and every time he walks into the room, thunder crashes. It's amazing.
Like young Frankenstein.
It's so good. So yes, yay, yes to
4
Bollywood.
hours.
Yes.
You know what I do? I always watch Bollywood movies in airline seats, but in someone else's seat, because I'm pretty tall, so I can see into what other people are watching sometimes. And if it's a Bollywood thing, I swear I'm just like sitting there watching their TV for like hours. It's creepy, but it's what I do.
It's all in somebody's seat. Like if they move, you're like, yo, excuse me.
Sometimes I watch the dance routines of Bollywood movies on mute, but then like play Memphis juke music behind it.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
It
just
like-
it. It
it like
works so
perfectly-
well.
It syncs up so perfectly. All the hi hats is crazy.
Yes, I'm also a big fan of take Bollywood music and put it over the Teletubbies.
Okay.
You know, and I know it's like Gangstagrass.
I
People
think
hear
that's something
bluegrass
that
and
we're
hip
gonna
hop
have
and they
to
think
do.
no, but yes, it's a definite yes.
We're gonna have to try that.
Oh yeah, Rex. I saw that one. RRR is like
Oh,
the
yeah.
most. It is the
Heard that
most
was crazy.
bonkers movie you will ever see.
I haven't seen
I
that
heard
one.
that was nuts.
It is crazy. It is awesome and crazy. It is crazily awesome.
Yep. The Raleigh Llama has entered the Facebook chat.
Oh,
Kids in the house.
shout out to the Raleigh Llama. Shout out to
Givers,
Dave
what's the
and the
deal,
YouTube
baby?
for bringing it on the Kickstarter too. Appreciate you, Dave. Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
we are-
Raleigh
I wanna-
Llama.
I
Go
need
ahead.
to just, for a second, let y'all know this is a weird thing for me, right?
Mhm.
I'm sitting here on a live stream with like arguably my favorite comic book artist of all time. I'm trying not to wild out. I'm really trying not to melt.
Right. Well,
Because
we've
I
also
have a-
got the author of Red Sky Morning here
Happens to me all the
with
time,
us.
too.
For real.
And Manny Faces in the
Manny
other
Faces.
chat.
Faces in the joint. This is not normal. This is not now. I'm not ready for this
It's
at
an
all.
all-star night
Now,
tonight.
what if somehow all three of them got together and did something?
Mhm.
Then I would just lay down and die. Like
we
if
can't,
Manny
we can't
Faces-
lose you, Rand. So
Nope.
Can't
Yeah,
happen.
y'all need to stay away from each other. I'm ready to leave and just go start reading this book. I'm so excited about this book. I really am. Like, you got me with that Heat reference. That's gonna be a banger. If y'all get a chance, man, where can they get the book?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all the no box stores anymore, but there's paperbacks that are out you can pick up on Amazon for $20 or something like that. Probably cheaper used now.
nice. Is
Yeah.
there an
And
audiobook version as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
is.
they got some gravel boys guy.
Yeah, I have it on my phone now. 'Cause
And I bet you could go to your local independent bookstore and ask them to order it if they don't have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did a short tour around Texas and hit a lot of the indies, and they have signed copies here and there. And some of them have them online too, so there's definitely a market out there for them if you want one that's signed and you want to support the indies.
Nice.
And we have one signed available that
One-
you can get on our Kickstarter
Left.
right now.
And it's signed
Yeah.
not only by the author, but also by Gangstagrass.
Mhm.
Which is
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
it's a
may
nice
be
synergy.
others in the future, but right now this is the only one available. But I think we'll probably do some other team ups soon. Maybe when Joe's next book is coming out, we'll do some cross promotion on that and give away another signed book.
Say the word. If you guys need me, I'll be there.
Sounds
Absolutely.
great. Well,
Word.
thank you so much, Joe. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to everybody in the chats. We really appreciate y'all. We appreciate you checking out the Kickstarter and supporting the new album. Y'all want to remind everybody what the new album is called?
The blackest thing on the
Thing
menu.
It is
Yes,
indeed.
sir.
Mhm.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
shout out to Hunter Johnson out there holding it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hunter
Thanks for all
Johnson,
the
my
things.
man.
Keeping
Thanks
it
for
real.
all the
Funny
love,
homie.
man. Thanks for all the love.
That's my new homie. I'm trying to find that ball. Have a drink with him.
Give him a big old hug and a smooch.
Yeah.
You need one.
And we'll
All
we'll
right.
see you guys next week, and
Yep.
you know, who knows? Maybe we'll pop up sometime between now and then, just for
Yeah,
Thank you guys for,
actually, we'll be in Texas this fall.
Oh, that's right.
We're in Texas.
It's not announced yet. It's not announced yet. It's not announced yet. But
We can't say exactly.
there
because it's
will
not
be a
announced yet, but
city,
yeah.
maybe more than one, and
Where are
we
you
will
in
be
Texas,
there in approximately the autumn.
Corpus Christi.
Oh, word. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
We will
Nice.
keep that in mind.
Yes.
definitely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely show you guys a good team.
Gangstagrass.com/events. So I know Joe will keep an eye on that. We'll let you know. And if you're wondering if we're coming to your town, we would like to. So if there's a venue where you'd like to see Gangstagrass play, let your local venue know that you would like to see Gangstagrass. You can tell us, and like that's nice, and we appreciate it. But the real way to make that happen is to tell your local venue. Just like if you want to get Red Sky Morning or any of Joe's other works, you can talk to your local independent bookstore and ask them to bring it in for you. So, thanks
Well, if
everybody.
you can't find that, you can find me. I'll send you one. I have a website too.
There you go.
That's great. Are you like on LinkedIn
Yeah.
and stuff there, Joe?
LinkedIn not so much, but the website and an IMDb page and Twitter and Facebook.
Cool. What's your website?
So,
It's just joe-papalardo.com.
All right.
Sweet.
Not a lot of us out there, so that was easy to get. I didn't know one was squatting on that name, so it was easy.
Joe
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's an honor to be in the Library of Congress with you.
Yes. Thank you for dropping in.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Good luck with the album. Good luck with everything. If you need anything, I'll poke around Corpus. I can see if I can maybe get you guys down here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Word.
Yes, indeed.
They need you guys down here.
Right on. Right on. Thanks, everybody.
So
See you
long,
next
folks.
time.
thanks, man. Alrighty.
Bye, guys. Pleasure to meet y'all.
Pew, pew.
See you, brother.